Okay, good afternoon. This is the task number 2 of the course of qualitative and quantitative research. In this case, I speak about the project, its methodology. Uh, the name of the project is the techniques in teaching listening skill. This project was made at Ben Harmasin in the year 2009 and 2010, and this is the academic year, right? Both years, 2009 and 2010. Ban Harmasin is an Islamic high school. The study was made with students of the 10th grade. Okay. Okay. First of all, the writer or the researcher um, started to explain about the importance, the prevalence of listening listening skill, and how even this ability can affect other abilities as as speaking and writing. Okay, this is the first step in this research. Um, the writer also says, or also recognizes that this ability, listening skill, is the most complicated because it needs so much time for practice, for developing this ability. Okay. Mm, well, the study was made in this institution, and this institution has a laboratory where students can go to practice this skill. Mm, and the method is based in qualitative and quantitative descriptive research. Ready? Okay, again, the method is based on qualitative and quantitative research, descriptive research. Okay. Where or in the methodology, um, the writer or the researcher select a population of 227 students of the 10th grade, as I mentioned previously. 227 students. Also, the researcher also mentioned that there are some teachers. Although the researcher doesn't says how many teachers are in the study. Only she says the quantity of students. Okay, remember 227 is the population. But okay, in this case, for this population, there are 6 groups. We can see in this square, in this matrix. This is the total population, 227. There are 6 groups: number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, and 6, and these groups are divided in sex, right? Male and female. But the researchers applied this technique, stratified proportional random sampling technique. Okay, in this case, each group is applied the portion. The portion is 20%. 20%. Right? For example, the first group has 37 students with the and when the researcher applied the portion 20%, the quantity of students or the sample of students, it would be 8. Okay, we can see the researcher tries to maintain the equal number of sex. Okay, the equal number of males and the equal number of females. Okay, for example, 4 and 4. Well, as we can see, the total of students with when the portion is applied for the sample is 48 students. In this case, with these 48 students, the student obtain all of the data Excuse me, of the data. Okay. Well, the researcher uses data collection. This is other technique. In this case, the researcher or the writer of the paper go to the institution, right, and observe all the process. She went to the laboratory. There observe all the process, right? Okay, in this case, the collection. The researcher also did some interviews. This is other technique, right? And for this study was very important these categories. In this way, the study can measure the ability of the students, right? We have 5 categories for classify the students, for classify the ability and listening skill in the students. This is the first category, very small category, from 0% until 20%. This is very small category. A small category, 20% until 40%. Average category, 40% until 60%. Large category, 60% until 80%, and 80% until 100%. Okay, this is very large category. With these categories, the researcher can classify the students in some category. In the next step, we can see how is made by the author, by the writer, by the researcher. Okay, and when the researcher classify the students and some techniques of teaching listening, in this case, or the next step is descriptive qualitative analysis. This is the last step. Okay. Let's see. For the first step, the researcher describes, each technique of teaching. In this study, we can find six techniques for teaching listening skill, right? And the researcher observed these techniques and the results based on scores obtained for each student. Okay, the first technique for listening skill is information transfer. The next is paraphrasing and translating. The next is answering questions. The number 4, summarizing. The number 5, filling in blanks. And the number 6, answering to show comprehension of message. These are techniques for teaching listening skill in the students. What? And these techniques are observed by the researcher, by the writer. This is, or we can see here on a square or a matrix where the results of scores of each student. We can see student number 1, number 2, number 3. As the sample is 48 students, we can see 48 samples, or this is the sample, right? Remember, the population is 227, but the sample is 48 students of the 10th grade. Okay, here we can see 48 students, and this is the result of each of the techniques of teaching listening skills. This is the A technique, the B technique, the C technique. For example, let's see the number A. The number A, remember, this is information transfer. The student number 1 obtained 100 points in this technique. 80 points in B technique. What is the B technique? The B technique is paraphrasing and translating. Okay. This in this way, this square summarizes the results. Okay. The author also explained each technique and the results. For example, this is the first technique. Okay, the student's ability of information transfer technique, right, and the result. This is number 1, this is number 2. Okay, and with this analysis, the researcher can give some conclusions. Okay, for summarize this process, we can see this. The study observed these instruments that the teachers apply in this institution. Okay, instruments as taped cassettes, television, DVD, songs, and so on. Okay, based in these techniques in teaching listening skills: information transfer, paraphrasing and translating, answering questions, summarizing, filling in blanks, and answering to show comprehension. Okay, and the researcher is based in techniques of research as observation. Okay, remember, the researcher went to the laboratory and make an observation, or did an observation of all the process. Okay, and take points and write that she observed during the process. The researcher also do interviews, and the researcher also find or looking for documents where some scores of the students are. Okay, the method of the research is the descriptive method, and qualitative and quantitative, and the conclusions is inductively. Okay, this is all the process for the researcher and the methodology. Okay, thank you so much.